Hey, how's everyone doing today? John Martinez here. I like to give you my updates. If you watch my Facebook Lives, you probably know that I spend most of my time going to either Starbucks for my wife or Smoothie King for myself. Right now I'm on a trip to get both. I actually have both with me, Smoothie King, Starbucks for the missus. And this is always a great time for me to get a little bit of work done, because with a couple businesses at home, a home office, and 5 kiddos, I usually don't find a lot of time to do these videos, which I really like to do. I hope they help you too. I sincerely hope these videos help you, but honestly, I just like doing them, so I'm gonna keep doing them even if no one jumps on. But if I enjoy them and they help you, then hey, that's a win-win. But what I wanted to talk to you about was this. So this morning I was headed out to the gym, and I hopped on Facebook, probably like 99.99999% of the rest of the world, and one of the really popular pages or groups or whatever you want to call it out there, wholesaling houses full time. I saw a comment in there, and it was like a million comments I've seen before. It was, hey, what's the best fill in the blank for lead generation? What's the best script? What's the best cold call center? What's the best RVM platform? What's the best fill in the blank? Now, in real estate investment, this is like 80% of what's talked about in masterminds and in groups and in all that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, that is focusing really on the wrong end of the problem. And let me give you a couple examples of what I mean, and then I'm going to relate it back to real estate investment. You know, about a year ago, I had a leak. So my bedroom, our master bedroom and bathroom, we're on the second story of our property. And underneath it, we noticed a little wet spot on the ceiling. So obviously there was some type of leak. Now, if you're presented with a problem like that, you see a wet spot on your ceiling, there's some type of leak, you've really got two options, right? To fix that problem. One of the options would be, hey, I could just paint over the dark spot and it's going to disappear, and then, it might show up again, and I'll put some kills on it or something, and I'll paint it again and it'll disappear, and that's what I'll keep doing. That's one end of the problem I could solve. Or the other end of the problem I could solve was we ended up tearing out the whole shower, noticed that there was mold everywhere. We had to get that mitigated and go through the whole process of relaying the tile, doing it the right way. And that was the other end of the problem. Now, here's the deal. Both things got rid of my issue, right? Both of those solutions got rid of that dark spot on my ceiling. But one, I really solved the problem. I worked on the right end. Even though it was harder, it was more expensive, it took more effort to do, that was the right end of the problem to work on. I think we'd all agree that that's, both of the issues would have solved that dark spot, but that was the right end of the problem. Let's look at this from another angle, right end of the problem versus the wrong end of the problem. If I'm trying to lose weight, I can do two things. Let's say that I am eating pizza and burgers and everything that I want to eat every day, and just junk, and I'm eating, let's say, 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, which isn't hard to do. A freaking fast food meal can be 2,000 calories. So take that times 3. It's not hard to eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories in a day. Now imagine I'm eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, and I do what a lot of people do. I go, you know what? I want to get in shape, so I'm going to exercise. And I then again, I'm presented with two different ways to solve that problem, right? I can not change diet at all. That's one end of the problem. I could just start exercising. I could start doing cardio. I could start lifting weights, and that's one end of the problem that I can try to solve, right? And you know what? I can work my ass off, and it's very unlikely I'm going to get in shape. The reason is I'm solving the wrong end of the problem, no matter how much effort I put into it. I might get some little gains, but not much, because the right end of the problem to solve would be to clean up my diet. In fact, if I cleaned up my diet and didn't exercise at all, or exercised very little, I would get the results I'm looking for, right? So the point I want to make here is there's a right end of a problem to solve. There's a wrong end of the problem to solve. You can get some results either way, but you really want to solve the right end of the problem. Now let's take this to lead gen. I see so many investors just hopping from lead source to lead source, list to list, trying everything under the sun, always looking for this magic pill. To me, that is the exact same as eating way too much and just trying different exercises. That's like eating way too much and going, well, you know what? I ate way too, I'm eating 6,000 calories a day, but instead of doing 45 minutes on the treadmill, I'm going to do 45 minutes on the elliptical. And you know what? Shit, instead of 45 minutes on the elliptical, that didn't work. What's the next magic pill I'm going to take? I'm going to try to do HIIT training, high intensity training, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off on the treadmill. Well, that didn't work. See, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's the same thing as hopping lead source to lead source. The right end of the problem to work on is your freaking conversions, right? Almost any list you can buy out there, I don't care how crappy it is, no matter what kind of lead gen service, it's easy to get some people to raise their hand and go, all right, give me an offer on my property. I'll give you a shot. The right end of the problem is to take those and convert them. Put them through the right sales process. Talk to these people. Have a conversation, right? It's harder to do. It takes more effort to do it, but that's the right end of the problem to work on. And if you start doing that, you're going to convert no matter what. So that's what I wanted. I see so many investors just jumping and like, you know what? Our sales conversions aren't where they need to be. So I'm going to try this super special list. I'm going to try this fancy list. You know what? That list didn't work. So I'm going to try this one. Well, that didn't work. So I'm going to try RVM. And it's like this never ending hamster wheel because people are working on the wrong end of the problem. In other words, they're still eating like crap and they're just trying different exercises to solve it. So what I want to tell you is start working on the right end of the problem if you want to see results. Now, once you are working on the right end of the problem, then you start fine-tuning the rest of the stuff, right? Then you start getting granular with your lead gen and you start adding new lead gen sources. But just make sure you're working on the right end of the problem. So for today's video, that's what I wanted to share because, in my business, I've been guilty of always looking for the magic pill as well. I've always been like, I've spent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars working with some experts, some serious badass, really good at what they do experts looking for, hey, am I going after the wrong list? Is my marketing just a little bit off? Is my messaging off? And what I learned was, oh my gosh, I'm working on the wrong end of the problem, right? And when I had that realization with myself and in my business, right problem versus wrong problem, and then it was so blatantly obvious that I see investors doing the same thing, I just wanted to share. So if this resonates with you, if you are watching this video and you go, oh my gosh, I've been working on the wrong end of the problem, and you want to get dialed in on the conversions on Wednesday, just come and sit in on my REI Sales Academy class. We've never done this before. This is the first and only time I've ever done it. But I'm going to let you sit in on our first, I do a 12-week course. I'm going to let you sit on our first one. And on that course, what we're going to do is talk about everything that's going wrong with that end of the problem for you now. Not having the right conversations, negotiations going awry, not getting the traction you want, having that gut feeling that I should have closed that deal but didn't, and then kicking yourself going, why didn't I? If you're struggling with any of that stuff, sit in on Wednesday's course, and I'll tell you exactly why every single one of those things is happening that you don't like and that you wish you could change, and then I'll also tell you how to change it. This is not a sales webinar. I'm not going to spend 15 minutes giving you this song and dance, this sales pitch. This is the real deal. Everyone in this training has paid $5K to be in it. So you can sit in on the first session. You can't be in my actual training portal because others have paid a pretty penny to do it. But I will do a screen share through Zoom so you can see what we go over. I just can't give you access to the internal portal with all the trainings and content and scripts and stuff like that. But click the link in the description, and if there's any spaces left in my little Zoom platform, you can grab one and you can sit in on Wednesday and I'll answer those questions for you and we'll start solving the right end of the problem. Afterwards, if there's no sales pitch or anything, if you want to join up, you'll get an email that says, hey, if you want to join up, here's how to do it. But you're going to make that decision on your own. This isn't like a bait and switch type of thing. This is true hardcore value. And if you get some value out of it and you want some more, that's going to be something you have to decide on your own. And you can say, John, how do I get more? And I'll give you the options. So I can't be any more transparent than right there, right? That's really sorry, I'm looking for my clicker. That's really as transparent as I can get with you. And that's the way we run things. That's the way I think everyone should run things, actually. So anyways, guys, have a great Saturday. I'm going to enjoy my smoothie. I am pulling into the garage, so I'm going to get my wife her Starbucks, say hello to my kiddos. She said that they're all up and running around and probably running amok as we speak. So signing off for now. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.